On the top of the map, you've got genetics, which is the unit we're going through. We will have the Harry Potter genetics during this unit that I have been talking about. Let me show you the map up here so you can see it at the same time. And the last unit we did was on cells. And the next unit we're going to get further into biochemistry. So what we're looking at are three main portions. You've got DNA and RNA and protein, cell division, and heredity. Those are the three main things that we'll learn about. Most of you are somewhat familiar with the structure of DNA, and I'll show you how familiar you are in just a moment. You do remember a few things, whether you think you do right now or not. Cell division, how do you get more cells? What's that process look like? And how in the world do you get two cells that are half as many chromosomes as the regular ones to actually make a new individual? When you think of egg and sperm, we have to form those cells completely differently because when they join, they make a full set of chromosomes. Whereas your regular body already has, regular body cells already have the full chromosome set. And then last but not least, hereditary science. And basically, we're looking at Mendelian genetics, Punnett squares, which may jog with your memory a little bit, dominant and recessive genes. But I'm going to take you even further into that than you've been before. We'll look at complete and incomplete dominance and some interesting traits. And this is where the Harry Potter stuff comes in. And as Leah has mentioned, it is just one of the most fun units that we do in the year. Very, very interesting field. So let's take a look at what your red day schedule is so far. You have the date, and this is an approximate time frame for us. We'll be going through the basics and working together on getting all of our basics down. Harry Potter genetics should start next week. And as we go through those three main basic ideas, as we go across, we can just kind of check notes off. You can write things to yourself, anything that helps you stay at pace with us. And then you're looking at individual work, not for a little while. Your work days will be the 21st, 23rd, and 27th. Then we look at reviewing and testing at the end of the month, and then project share day. Your self-questions, what I put on here, were just questions that if there's anything you absolutely have to know before you move on to the next, it's these things. These 5 main questions for this whole unit. That's what I'm always going to keep coming back to, are those 5 main questions. Used them before. This gives you kind of that same map, but in a different way. We're studying genetics, DNA, RNA, and proteins. I have this Prezi linked to my class website. It says Genetics Prezi. So let's say you leave today and you still don't understand. One thing that you will have to work on as sophomores as you move to your junior year is studying outside of class. So there is some more study time and additional resources here. I've linked on this Prezi a video to go with each of the segments that we're going to be doing. Okay? The cool thing about him is you can't turn me off or mute me even if you want to. And you can stop and replay him. Whereas when you're in class, you can't stop and replay a teacher. So it's nice to be able to go somewhere, go back, and go through the information. Please turn to your partner, explain to them what the map is, and explain to them what they can do when they have trouble. Go. Start first of all then with a think tank. What I'd like you to do at your tables is defer your judgment. I want you to keep an open mind, and I want you to not make judgment on anyone's answer. We're going to look at these 5 questions. This is the main gist of what we're going to learn today before you go. And what I need to know is what you might already know. If you want to draw pictures to tell me what you think DNA looks like on the first question, do that. Whatever information you think you know. I do not know, or IDK, is not an answer. So I want you to take a risk. Just throw down in your think tank what you think those answers are, put them in your notebook, and share them with your partners. And again, defer judgment. Keep an open mind because those people just might have the right idea. I'm going to give you a time, let's say about 6 minutes. You've got 5 questions. Most of your answers will be in sentence form, but some of them you may use a graphic to help convey your idea to somebody else. I'm going to put a light on for this so you can see everything you need. I'll turn them off when we come back to the board. Molecule is made of DNA. You know what DNA is made of?
Take that.
Take a guess and put yourself out there. Talk to your partners, throw something around. You guys can throw around whatever ideas you want. Again, just keep an open mind. What do you think it looks like?
Well, I had it.
Throw what you think. You may just be right.
Oh.
Not worried about you being right at this point. I just want you to try. As we go throughout the unit, you're going to see what the correct answers are to these things. Just on a preliminary basis, we're looking at structure of DNA. Go volunteer just to give me one idea. Again, we're not going to judge you. Take a risk, throw it out there, and see what the group thinks. Spencer.
It's there's what a cross thing.
It's a cross thing. Can you show me with your hands?
Yeah.
Draw it.
Show me with your
Draw it.
Sure, draw it. Why not?
It's like a twisty ladder.
Right
Ooh, that is
there. There you go.
It looks like the Olympics.
Yeah, go ahead. Press, press, press. Good.
And then, well, I'm not a very good drawer. You know
That's
what I
okay.
mean?
We're not judging. You took a risk. You came up. Go ahead and draw what you think.
You know what I'm talking about?
Like a chain.
Like a chain?
It
Oh,
looks like a
I know.
Okay, go ahead.
Maybe like a chain.
Spencer, like a weed,
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey, cool. So you know that in some way it's going around, right?
Well,
Spencer
yeah.
like that.
And it just keeps going around.
Up there.
Like that. That's what I was
Okay.
That's what I was on.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Way to take a risk. Applause for Mr. Walter. Took a risk. Good job.
Yay, Spencer!
Okay. Number 2.
Just because this is what people think doesn't necessarily mean they're right.
Exactly. We're just putting up there what we think. Definitely. Thank you, Craig, for throwing something out there.
Nice job, Craig.
And good. Oh, sorry. We're really close.
You almost fell.
Don't fall on your chair.
I really wish I could pick this desk up and move it and not have it at all.
See if you can write DNA bigger.
Nope, Jeff?
Why?
Structure. It has, and as I'm going through this, you're going to put on your notes DNA, and then you're going to list the characteristics for DNA. So as you can see, each of these bubbles has something that's hidden underneath it that I'm going to reveal. So the first thing I'll reveal is the number of strands. The number of strands that I have, 2 strands. So for DNA, we have 2 strands. You can see one of them is here. And as Spencer was drawing, actually take a look at this U shape and this U shape. You weren't too far off, buddy. And so it comes down, actually this is one strand and this is the other. And they're crossed and then twisted on each other. So it is a twisted ladder or a double helix is what they call it.
At the same time.
Hey,
My string.
That's,
And I got mine.
Or we'll let
15% of our dietary energy comes from protein.
The interesting thing about protein, though, is while we use them in very different ways in our body, unlike carbs and fats, we can't store protein, which makes daily intake adequate intake of
bag. It just has the water in it and the strawberries. All right, try that out.
Ready?
Break up. All these cells are really compacted together right now. So we need to break up the strawberry so we can get those cells.
What?
I said I picked a great day to wear beige pants. That wasn't very smart.
Can't get it on the table.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Did you hear me, Ron? Yes. Can't get it on the table. Don't put it there. We can go that towards
Jelly things. You remember those strawberries today? If they didn't rot.
All we're doing is taking the super compacted chunks and just removing them. And in the bottom you've got this nice juice that has some cells in it. And it's got water and that salt still that we've added. So just let it drip and be good. Yeah. Oh no, you're good. You've got solution down here. You're great. You're great. Yeah.
So where do we begin? First one. With the tube into a warm water bath. The licensed solution just added contains two important ingredients: detergent and an enzyme called protein, K, and those two words. Detergent disrupts the cell membrane and nuclear envelope, causing the cells to burst open and release the DNA. DNA is wrapped in a very
Somewhere between a third and a half. If you get too much, just take it out of your funnel and pour it back in. Take it out of your vial and pour it back in. That's okay. That's okay. We're gonna make it. Okay, there we go.
Move your hands.
There you go. Good deal. Okay, Wyatt, what was you laughing at? How do you do this?
You can see it. It's really strong. It smells like nail polish. Wyatt was right. It smells like that. You were right. It does smell like nail polish.
It does. Like nail polish remover.
Yeah.
Steroids. Cream for it.
Sorry, I got more on my hand.
That, my friends, is pure DNA. We've got a little bit of protein on it.
Oh. Yeah.
Maddie, tell me what you had to do today.
I had to quiz out on Central Dogma because when I first took a test on it, I didn't understand it fully. One, because I missed days, so I didn't understand and wasn't able to get the information I needed, and I got to watch a video and understand it more.
And you did that when?
I did that like the day after I missed. I came in here and watched the video.
And just on your own time, okay? And then after you got done with that, what did you just now do?
I just quizzed out on the computer, and I got 100% after studying just a little.
So you didn't have to wait till the test to
No.
know that you didn't understand it. And then when it comes time for the rest of your day today, what does it look like?
I'm going to research on genetics of twins, like my main project, so I can go off the grid and everything.
Okay, thank you. What project are you working on, Michael?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, what about them?
Whether we can bring them back to life.
Using what?
using DNA from blood-sucking insects from the dinosaur era that are trapped in amber.
So you're investigating the Jurassic Park issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, very good. Okay, so Matt, can you tell me what your project's about?
The traits of Star Wars characters, particularly the Skywalker family.
Cool. So what do we have here for our research?
Like how strong they are in the Force, the color of the hair, and the color of the eyes.
Very good.
A mom that isn't technically the mother of her children because she doesn't have her kids don't have the same amount of DNA that they should from her.
Gotcha.
So.
And what project are you working on right now, right when I interrupted you?
My quiz for mitosis and meiosis.
Okay.
And what
did you do as a project to get better at mitosis and meiosis?
I don't think I've done that.
Did you have to do a project, or did you just have to
Oh, I don't have to
study
do a
it?
project.
You just had to study it and quiz out. Okay. What did you do to study?
I just reread over my notes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, ladies, tell me about yours.
This girl, Karen, needed a kidney transplant, and they were testing her sons for it, but they said that they weren't really her sons because her mom's eggs and her dad's sperm fused together, so she's like two different people, sort of.
Two different sets of genetics in the same person?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So you're making a pedigree right here?
Yeah, this is her family tree.
To show how it was passed from one generation to the next?
Yeah.
Wonderful. You two talk about your research today.
And then what we're going to do is...
Okay. Tell me what you're researching today.
Well, today we're researching the old Kentucky blues and the mutations that cause their blue skin.
Okay.
And we're researching the disease of the methhemoglobemia.
And why it appeared third generation in the line.
And why
science words are so hard to pronounce, right?
Yeah, right.
Right. And what prompted you to pick this one?
Well, I saw it on abcnews.com a few weeks ago, and I thought it was pretty interesting.
Okay, very good. I would agree. Devin, can you tell me what you do when you don't understand something in terms of our ILP? Can you tell us how it works?
You pick a project in the area you're having trouble, and you do it, and then you turn it in, and you take a test over it, and if you do good on the test, you can move on to the bigger project.
Okay.
Right. Working like closing Hey, we don't know if we did the hearing one right.
So one person stayed at the end of the hall, the other person
walked.
Yeah. And you did quarter, half.
I made it all the way down.
Yeah, that's fine. Not everybody does.
Okay.
Got good hearing.
I made it like half. Halfway down.
What'd you see for her pupils?
I don't know. My just got here.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to see if I can smell it.
They're not. These guys can't read
I'm trying to smell it.
Yeah, they're all gone. I made all that up. I did? Yeah.
1 out of what? 10. Who's going to be blindfolded? All right. Good luck. Be kind, Alyssa.
I feel the need to put everything in my mouth. I'm like,
On the back of your tongue?
Yep. Really strong syrup. I really don't know. Ooh.
It says on the front part of your tongue, try tasting both liquids.
You do one.
Oh, I know what it is.
Development in it. I'll make a note to look during my plan. Okay, we'll have more time. Yeah, absolutely. Whoa, did you Okay, egg is about 4 times as big. Way bigger than. They're still calling it werewolf. What? Are they still calling it like the werewolf disorder? Is that what they're calling it in general?
Werewolf syndrome.
I see.
Answer, did
You've got about a minute, guys. So she is the DNA of 2 different people in one person.
I can't read it. Oh, that's an age question. That's an age question. You shush.
Be nice, mister.
I'm gonna get a shorter chair.
I feel like you're standing over him, Storm.
One of the questions was, what genes cause the future to get hair all over your body, like really sick? And we're researching for information to answer our questions about werewolves.
What's your research about?
Werewolves.
Werewolves. Now, come on, get a little more specific than that. It's not futuristic sci-fi stuff. What is it?
Excess hair growing.
Excess hair.
Excess hair. Okay. When it comes to the way we do things in this class, can you tell me how it's different from other science classes you've had?
It's fun.
We have more choices. We can pick what we want to research and not what the teacher gives us.
Okay.
We don't have a book, which is nice.
It's fun.
How do you get the information? You don't have a book.
You.
And
the whiteboard.
And the whiteboard. Maybe, sure. What do we use a lot of access for information?
Computer.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do our own.
Is there anything that's difficult for you in this system?
No, not really.
Is it adequately challenging?
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah.
Because you gotta think for yourself for once.
Okay.
Which is nice.
What you tell us to do.
Case study.
Okay.
Together, or do we have to do something?
No, that's fine. You're on the same one. Courtney and Rihanna, can you tell me what you're doing right now?
Whizzing out.
Of what?
Mitosis and meiosis.
And how did you know you needed to?
Because we didn't do good on the test.
And so that was it a real test or was it just a learning check?
Learning check.
Learning check. Okay. So what did you do between now and the learning check? What did you do?
We did an assignment called the onion root lab test.
Okay.
And we just went online and filled out the papers. We went and learned more about it.
And so now you're quizzing out. Good deal. And what will your research be today after you're done?
About selecting the perfect baby and embryo design.
All right. Well, thank you.
I like how they're so far different from one another. Like you can study whatever you want, you have the choice. And obviously you can either get the books or you can try to use the internet, which is...
What's the most challenging part for you?
Probably choosing a topic. You know, I'm going to want to find something I'm going to be interested in, so I don't just blow it off.
Yeah, interested in for several,
Yeah,
blocks in a row, definitely. And then what's the end result? What do we do with these after we do all this research?
Usually I gather up the information to make a presentation, but I mean,
yeah,
stuff like that, presentation, papers.
And what kinds of things have you learned about presenting by having to do so much of it throughout the class?
It's a lot more about knowing what you're going to say off a visual reference.
What skills have you to be confident? Yeah. What other skills have you felt you developed over time?
Probably piecing together all the information to make it, flow. It's definitely probably getting better.
Very good. Very good. All right. Thank you.
Artificial selection, just working on my Prezi.
And what is artificial selection? Why did you pick that one? Why did you pick
because I did over like animals, because I live on a farm and whatnot.
All right. So it's something that applies to you directly.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Pretty much.
And is there anything in this unit that you're going to have to do something extra for?
Not right now that I know of.
You've quizzed out on everything, all right?
So.
Okay, good. Can you tell me how this class is different from other science classes that you've had, in the good and the bad?
walking yourself in a rut every day, just doing the same thing. You're not coming in here going, oh man.
Yeah, other classes,
I know, I'm so excited.
They would give you a sheet, and just put you on a computer and make you play games to get points. And you test at the end of the chapter.
And so how is this different than, since we don't do that, how is this different or?
Because we just like to do what we want, choose the projects we want to do.
Do you feel like you're learning more or less?
Yeah, because we're going to learn by our style of learning, not just what the teacher thinks we learn by.
Okay.
And I think it doesn't get as boring as well.
Oh, so it keeps you interested throughout because you're
not doing the same thing every day.
Okay, good deal. Thank you guys. Bye. What does this, how does the science class compare to ones that you've had in the past?
Well,
Like I said, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, whichever.
okay, other science classes, you just sit at your desk the whole time and just do worksheets that everyone else is doing. For an example, when you have us read the Time magazine, you don't give us papers that go along with it.
The current science?
Well, yeah. The
yeah.
current science.
Mhm.
And other classes, they give us this big packet. You really don't learn anything because most of the material isn't what you're trying to study in the science class that you're in.
Right, right.
And
okay. Do you feel like you're learning a lot? You are in honors, and so I want to make sure you're staying challenged. Do you feel like you're being challenged?
yes, I'm very challenged. The way you have it set up, it's easy to learn it, but the stuff we're learning is very complex.
That's true. Well, that's the best of both worlds. All right, thank you.
Yep.
First of all, why did you pick genetically modified crops?
It's something that's pretty relevant out in here where there's lots of agriculture, and my mom is a biology person and does lots of stuff with plants, and so she knows a lot about it too.
Cool. How does this class differ for you than the science classes you've had before? And like I said, good, bad, or ugly. Tell me it all.
You get to choose a lot more stuff, and you can pick what you want to do rather than having to do what everyone else does. But one thing you got to be careful about is to stay on track, because you can't get stuff from other people because they're all on different stuff.
You can't get stuff from other people.
No, you can't.
Darn. Okay, Aubrey, I've seen you do multiple projects in class. Can you share with me some of the projects you've done this year?
The first one that I can remember right now is the project on hydrothermal vents. And then my connection to history with the barbaric treatments for illnesses.
And then this one, I guess.
Yeah, chimericism, I think.
And what does this disorder do to people?
Gives them two different sets of DNA.
You were recently awarded something. Can you explain what that is?
I was given the Twix Award.
And what does that mean?
Totally wicked.
It's totally wicked, insanely excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, that award.
And how did you get that?
I guess my presentations were really good.
Well, what about the fonts? What determined if you got it or not? What do we need from the class?
Oh, the class had to vote for me, and I got it because, I don't know, I guess I'm a good speaker. I never really knew that.
And they wrote down for you exactly what they felt about your presentation, so you got the most votes. When it comes to this science class versus ones you've had in the past, and as I've told them, good or bad, ugly, tell me everything, what do you feel are the differences? And do you feel where do you feel like you were gaining?
Wow, my science classes in the past were never good for me. I've always loved science, it's just, I don't know how to compare. It's just this class is so much better for me. Like, I can actually learn because I can actually do my own thing. Like, in other classes, I was forced to do what everyone else was doing. Even if I didn't kind of like the topic they were on, I can just, whatever subject we're on now, I can always just find my way around to find what I want to do.
Yeah.
And still learn.
And so are all of us learning the same thing for basics?
In general, yeah.
In general.
Yeah, but then again, we're not. We're just kind of learning off each other.